In this video, I want to show you how to switch from being the thinker to the observer, the watcher behind the thinker. In this video, I want to show you how to switch from being the thinker to the observer, the watcher that is behind the thinker. You might be saying right now, well, Sunny, why would I even want to do that? Right? Like, what are the benefits of it? And what does that even mean? You might not even know what this switch really means because you may have never experienced the true power of this before. The way that you've been going about your life, your entire life, has been you see things and you experience things and you describe them using the thinker in your mind, right? You describe things, you label things, people, you judge things, you analyze them, critique them, try to manipulate your way into getting them. There's always this intellectual activity going on that is describing objects in your experience. And, well, let me say this to you right now. As long as you are identified with the thinker, as long as you think that you are the thinker, you are fully identified with being the thinker. You think that that is you. You will always be reactive, and you will struggle to create your own reality. You will struggle to create the changes that you want to create in your life. That's because the thinker is actually very manipulated by everything else that is going on around it. So in order to be less reactive, in order to be more in control of your own self and your energies, and to stay balanced and to stay in a state of high willpower and high will in general, and in a state of constant action towards your goals, you're going to need to detach from this thinker, because this thinker is so turbulent and active and very unpredictable. And if you are identified as the thinker, if you believe that you are the thinker, then you will always be dependent on external circumstances for your well-being. And you will always find it difficult to not react, to control your emotions, and to create the changes that you want in your life. All your life, the way you have lived your life, you have lived through the thinker. You see things and you use the thinker to describe those things, to analyze those things, to try to manipulate and plan and strategize in order to get more things or more experiences. Well, now you have to understand that the true power to create your own reality does not lie within being identified with the thinker. In order to gain true power over any situation, over your life, you have to start to detach from the thinker and experience the observer. You are the observer. You're not just experiencing the observer. Matter of fact, it's actually the other way around. You think that you are the thinker, right? And that you have to observe the observer or switch your way of being to the observer. Whereas you are actually always the observer, but you have only lived life through the perspective of being identified with the thinker, that you have forgotten your true state. Your true state is the silent observer that is just ever present, that is just watching. And your mind and all this intellectual activity is an experience within the observer. This entire world is an experience within the observer. And once you start to identify more with the observer, and you start to be the observer more and more often, even if it's for just a few seconds a day in the beginning, you start to gain that oneness perspective. You start to gain true power over your reality. No longer are you just like the little person who has to manipulate and strategize their way to getting things and getting other people and getting other experiences. Rather, you switch over to the other side where the entire reality that you're experiencing is just an experience within yourself. And you understand that everything is connected and that everything that is happening right now is serving your intentions, and you have the power to change anything. Think about that for a second, how powerful that perspective would be. And this is available to you right now. And a growing sense of this is available to you right now if you begin to practice it. So right now, while you're watching this video, I want you to practice it. Notice yourself thinking. Notice this constant mind chatter that is just always going on, might be even going on right now. And see that you can observe that mental chatter. You aren't that mental chatter. Doing this just once or twice is not enough. You have to constantly throughout your day, again and again, notice yourself being driven by the thinker. Notice that all your actions come forth from the thoughts that you have about what you should be doing. These thoughts that you aren't even choosing, they're just happening to you. And because you think that that is you, the thoughts that you're having are you, because you think that, you take action on them. But now you have to get better at realizing that you're not even choosing your thoughts that are just playing in your mind right now, and that you have the power to simply observe them. And if you're observing them, that means you're not them. This video is a little advanced. This is a little next level, but this is going to really help you. Throughout the day, just notice yourself. You have to catch yourself planning, strategizing, projecting a future, projecting a past. Catch yourself, observe yourself, trying to manipulate your way into getting your own way. A situation perhaps, a person perhaps. Catch yourself thinking about how you would have liked an event to go, or how you would like an event to go in the future. Catch and notice the thinker just always active and producing thoughts that aren't even your choice, that you aren't choosing to think, they're just happening. The more you start to do this, the less your thoughts will control you. The less you will struggle with negative thoughts. I was actually just taking a shower before, and I, kept noticing myself just thinking about later on in the day. I even caught myself thinking about making this video after the shower. And then what you have to do when you start noticing yourself thinking, and simply just let the thoughts go. You drop the thoughts at will. And just be. And just witness the observer. Stay in a state where you don't have to describe anything, where you don't have to judge and put labels on anything. Simply just experience. Just be. And just allow yourself to just be. And do that for as long as you can. In the beginning, it's only going to be like maybe 2 seconds, maybe 3 seconds. But just keep doing it again and again and again and again. And this gap will keep getting longer and longer and longer. In the beginning, it might even seem kind of pointless. Like, why am I wasting this time? It's not even doing anything. But that gap is your doorway into being, is your doorway into that infinite intelligence within. It's your doorway to every solution that you could possibly ever think of, or that you could not think of, because that thinker has no access to this gap. The greater intent that you bring into this exercise, the more deliberately you do it, the more purposefully you do it, the greater the benefits you will receive. Right? A lot of people say, like, I meditate while driving to work, or I do this exercise, while doing anything. It's like a very nonchalant way of doing it. It's almost like a passive way of implementing this exercise in your life. How about making a habit of it? Maybe sitting down for a couple of minutes every single day to actually deliberately do this, to constantly just catch yourself thinking and then just letting them go, and then experiencing that silence again and again and again. And then creating a specific intention throughout the day to be that silent observer again and again and again, more intensely every single time. This exercise is invaluable. I would probably say that there's more valuable than any other exercise that I talk about, any other transurfing concept or any other spiritual concept, law of attraction concept. Because that gap unfolds to you the truth about who you are, about how the world works. That's where all true knowledge comes from. That's where the sense of love, the sense of oneness comes from. And the more you start to experience the observer, the more you will start to realize that you are the observer. You are not the thinker. The thinker was actually just who you thought you were. The thinker was just you experiencing the thinker so often that you thought you just fell for it. You fell for the trap. You start to cut through that illusion. And you simply start to rest more and more and more in that silence. And this feeling just grows. And it's like it like lures you in little by little. And it's a beautiful feeling. But you have to do it again and again. You have to do it deliberately, with intent. As you start to identify with the observer, you will be way less reactive. Things will happen naturally and effortlessly for you. And it will be much more easier for you to create the things that you actually want in your life. So give it a try and let me know. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. If you want to get coaching with me, link is down there. If you want to enroll in my course, the Reality Transurfing course, link is also down there. See you next time.